I'm out here today in Farndale in North Yorkshire on the Daffy Walk because I just had to get away from all the noise of the city, leaving it behind me for a good 2 or 3 hours in this lovely countryside here in the North Yorkshire moors. Come with me on the walk today and let's have a chat about solitude versus loneliness. When I talk about getting away from the noise, it's not because I'm angry and it's not because I'm lonely, it's because at 65 I've realised something critical. Solitude is not a luxury, it is a mental health necessity. If you're an introvert who spent decades trying to keep up in the extrovert world, well, this walk is for you. Because today I'm going to talk about a few things that probably only you'll understand. And at the heart of it is what I call the extrovert tax. It's a thing we introverts have all been paying for a long time. The tax I'm talking about is that deep physical exhaustion that we get after we've been at a dinner party. You know what it's like, your friends invite you to a dinner party and when you get there there's 12, 14, 16, maybe even more people milling around and you look through the door and you think, oh my God, I'm gonna hate this. Then you spend the next 3 hours nodding, making small talk and saying to yourself, God, when's this gonna be over? When can I go home? It's not that you're unhappy, that's not the point at all. It's just that these sort of things, these types of events, you just leak energy. Just because you want to leave early doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. I didn't think much about it in my 30s, but at 60 plus, the reality finally hit me. The only thing that was wrong was that I was overspending. I was giving away social energy on things that didn't matter. Now my internal battery drains much faster and the recharge doesn't take hours anymore, it takes days. After 60, protecting your energy is the only way to stay healthy. There is a level of noise in modern life that most people never question. It's not just sound, but expectation. It's the expectation to reply instantly, to show up, to be available, to stay connected. For most of my life, I accepted this as being perfectly normal. I filled my weekends with plans, I filled my evenings with conversations that I didn't really want to have. They were mostly work-related. But what these really were obligations dressed up as just being social. And I told myself, this is life. But it wasn't life, it was consumption. Other people consuming your time, your energy and your attention. And the problem with this is that you don't notice the damage straight away. It shows up much later and it shows up as fatigue that you can't really explain, irritability that doesn't make sense. There's a quiet feeling that something isn't right. For me, the shift didn't happen overnight, it happened gradually. I started noticing something very simple. The days I spent alone, these were the days that I felt like myself again, thinking clearly, more patience, more presence. And then I noticed the opposite. After too much social time, I felt drained, exhausted. I was flat, I felt disconnected. And I felt like that even if the people I was with were good people, my friends. That's when it clicked. There was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't antisocial, it was just my personality. And I'm an ISTJ logistician, in case you're interested. That's introverted. So what I was doing was I was just mismanaging my energy. And no one had ever taught me how to do that. Solitude is not empty. It's where everything resets. Out here in nature, there is no performance, there are no roles to play, there are no conversations to manage, and there are no expectations to meet. Out here, your mind just slows down, your thoughts become your own again, and something else happens. You start to hear things you've been avoiding, ideas, truths, decisions. These things only show up when the noise disappears. Most people never experience this properly, not because they don't want to, but because they're afraid of what they might find, because silence can be uncomfortable. If you've spent your whole life distracting yourself with people, it forces you to sit with your thoughts without interruption and with nowhere to escape to. And for a lot of people, that feels harder than staying busy and surrounding yourself with people. So they keep filling their lives with noise and they never realise the thing they are avoiding is the thing that would actually set them free. At this stage of life, when you reach your 60s, you don't need more people. You don't need more stimulation. What you need is more clarity. And clarity doesn't come from more voices. It comes from less. It comes from less noise, less obligation, less pretending, more space, more quiet, and more importantly, more time with yourself. Let's talk about the stigma around the topic of being alone. Society treats the word alone like a four-letter word. They tell us to stay active, they tell us to get out there, but there is a massive difference between the two things. There is the pain of being lonely, and there is the glory of being alone. Loneliness is a gap that needs to be filled. Solitude is a fullness that needs to be savoured. Solitude is where I finally have the time to hear my own thoughts, where I'm not putting on a performance for other people, particularly the extroverts of the world. And here's the thing, at 60, I've finally given myself permission to stop acting. But to get there, you have to learn a hard skill. You have to reclaim your peace by learning the art of saying no. Saying no is the most liberating word in the English language. I stopped saying no, not because I'm busy. I started saying no because I'm protecting my peace. Next time someone asks you to an event that feels heavy, try using this exact script. I would love to see you, but I just can't make it this week. Don't give an excuse. Don't give lots of information to justify what you've just said. Just that and that alone is enough. The less information you provide, the better. Once you learn that you're not an open book and that you're not a public resource for just anybody, everything changes. Setting these kind of boundaries might make people uncomfortable, but it's not your responsibility to make them comfortable. Don't feel guilty for wanting to stay at home. Your peace is worth a lot more than politeness. Go take a walk by yourself today. Turn off the phone. See who you are when nobody is watching. That is the person that you've been waiting to meet.